Is running Google Ads for a towing business is a smart investment? In this video, I'll break down the costs, potential returns, and key factors that determine whether Google Ads is the right choice for your towing company. So let's get started. So guys, we're in our Google Ads dashboard and let's talk about, is Google Ads worth it for towing service businesses? And under this account, we have several types of businesses and their goal is mainly to generate phone calls. So with towing services, we can also generate phone calls, and conversions can also be phone calls, and phone calls can be divided into two types. So they can be calls directly from the ad, or they can be calls from your website or landing page. And you can also track the form submissions. So whenever somebody visits a website, they can submit a form and they can see the request. You can track their phone calls and you can track their other metrics. And based on those metrics, you can decide whether your campaigns are performing good or not. And we need to talk exactly, is Google Ads worth it for towing businesses? So let's see an example. Here I've made a Google search as towing service near me, and these are the search results. So whoever is searching for towing services at this time, they can get their answers immediately. And compared to other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and other platforms, you cannot get the best options immediately. So with Google Search Ads, you can capture the users who has the highest intent. So whoever needs urgent help and they need to solve their problems urgently, they just gonna go to Google Search and find businesses from there. So you can show up on the Google search, you can show up at the top of the search, or you can show up at the bottom of the search, but you can capture those visitors, and those visitors have the highest intent, which means they can immediately use your service. But with other platforms like Facebook and Instagram, they would be just scrolling their feed, and let's say they've seen your ad, but at that time they were not looking for your service. They were in that platform for other purpose. So at that time they don't have that high intent. So it makes a big difference. You need to show up at the right place at the right time, and the best platform to show up at the right place at the right time is Google search. And Google Ads can show up at different networks as well, like display or YouTube, but the best place to show up is Google search. So as you can see from here, you can show up at the top of the page and you can also show up at the bottom of the page. So here we cannot see ads, and sometimes we are seeing here 3 ads, sometimes you can see 4 ads, and at the bottom you can see 2 ads. So the best place is Google search, and with Google search you can get phone calls directly from the ad. So a quick reminder, if you want my free video on how I doubled my phone calls using 2 key strategies in Google Ads, you can click the link in the description below and I'll send it to you right away. As you can see from here, you can put a call us button here and they can just click on that. Most probably they would be using mobile phones because they need urgent help and they would be calling directly from their mobile phone. And if you can show this call us button and your competitors are not showing them, you have a good chance of getting more phone calls than your competitors. So this is the strength of the Google search. You can show up in front of your potential customers and they can have the highest intent. Also, they can directly call from the ads. But let's say even if your call us button doesn't show up, they can click on your ad and they can visit your website and they can call your business from your website. So first of all, let's define your goals. How many phone calls you want to get from Google search ads? Do you want 5 phone calls, 10 phone calls, 20 phone calls? Depending on that, you can calculate how much profit you can make. Let's imagine you want to get 5 phone calls and your ads are converting with 10% conversion rate. What does it mean? So out of 10 clicks you're getting, one of them are bringing phone calls. So that means you need to get 50 clicks to get 5 phone calls. So we need to divide 5 into 0.1. So that's going to be 50 clicks. So if you want to receive 5 phone calls with 10% conversion rate, you need to get 50 clicks. And why I'm writing 10% conversion rate? Because the worst case scenario, you need to get 10% conversion rate. To generate phone calls with Google Ads, you can easily get 20% conversion rate, and it depends how effective your campaigns have been created. So you need to target very high quality keywords, and your campaigns and ads should be optimized, and you can easily get 20% conversion rate. So let's calculate 20% conversion rate as well. So with 20% conversion rate, you can divide it into 0.2, and that's going to be 25 clicks. So with 2 times less clicks, you're going to achieve the same results, but your conversion rate should be better. So here, 1 out of 5 clicks are generating phone calls, but here, 1 out of 10 clicks are generating phone calls. So it depends on how well you have structured your campaigns. So depending on your situation and your conversion rate, you can calculate your metrics like this. But a normal campaign with very effective keywords and optimized regularly can generate 20% conversion rate easily, and they can get 5 phone calls out of 25 clicks. For some industries, that might be slightly different. So your service might be high ticket and your conversion rate might be slightly down. But on average, you can easily get 20% conversion rate. And sometimes you can get 30%, even 50% conversion rate. But 50% may not be all the time. But some of the days you can also get 50% conversion rate. So how much would they cost for us to get 50 clicks and 25 clicks? To know that, we need to use Keyword Planner tool. So Google has its own inbuilt Google Keyword Planner. If you don't have Google Ads account, I'm going to show you a tool and you can use that tool. This is a tool built by wordstream.com, and you can go to wordstream.com/keywords, and here you can paste your keywords. So for example, we can say towing service near me. So you can choose the country and your keyword, and you don't have to choose the industry, and click on continue. But the downside of this tool is you cannot choose very specific locations. So for example, you can use countrywide targeting, but you cannot go deeper inside. For example, you cannot target New York. You can just target United States. That's it. So after that, we're going to click on continue. And here you can see the numbers. You can see the top of page with low range and high range, and you can get an idea of how to calculate them here. And I'm going to show you how to see those numbers and with specific numbers from Google Ads dashboard. And I think that's more accurate, and that's the data you can get directly from Google Ads itself. So from here, let me quickly go to my test account. And once you're in your account, you can go to tools, and under planning, you can go to keyword planner, and you're going to click discover new keywords. So once it opens, you need to choose a specific location. So rather than choosing United States, we're going to choose specific locations. So we're going to click on that. And let's say we're going to choose New York. And we're going to remove countrywide targeting and keep only New York, and click on save. And language is correct. And we're going to enter our target keyword. So we're going to say towing service near me, and click on get results. And as you can see, you can get an idea. This specific keyword, top of page with high range is $5.85, and low range is $1.60. And you can scroll down and see other keyword ideas which might be relevant to your industry. So as you can see, the bid ranges from, let's say, $1.50 to $2 up to $7 to $8 on average. So when measuring the cost per click, our numbers should be more than these numbers and should be less than these numbers. Of course, you can bid more than these numbers as well, but you don't want to spend more than required. So that's why I would start from the bottom, so that we're not going to be spending more than required, and we're going to save a lot of budget. Otherwise, if you can give to Google, it can spend more of your budget, and you can spend your budget inefficiently. So here, if you're going to see the numbers, so here, let's say we're going to bid $3 cost per click, because it's going to be eligible most of the time. It's going to be higher than this range and lower than this range. Yes, if it's lower than this range, it's fine. We're going to start with $3. And if we're going to get clicks and impressions, it is fine. We're going to keep that cost per click. But if it doesn't get clicks and impressions, we can increase that anytime. So for $3, based on this data, it should be enough to get us enough number of impressions and clicks. So our cost per click for that specific location, we're going to consider it as $3. So if we're going to get 50 clicks and each click is going to cost us $3, total of those clicks is going to be $150. And this $150 is to get 5 phone calls. And let's calculate 20%. And if we're going to calculate the 20% conversion rate, we're going to get 25 clicks, and each click is going to cost us $3, and it's going to cost $75. So as you can see, the cost is 2 times less if you have higher percentage of conversion rate. And now let's start calculating the cost per phone call. This is a total amount for 5 phone calls, but let's start to calculate the cost for 1 phone call. So here with the first example, 1 phone call is going to cost us $30 with a 10% conversion rate. And let's calculate the second one. And with the second example, one phone call is going to cost us $75 divided by 5, which is $15. You're going to get this number if you're going to get 20% conversion rate and your cost per click is $3. But of course, if your cost per click is higher, you can get different numbers. And again, if you're getting clicks with $3 cost per click, that's good. But if you cannot get clicks and your clicks is very low, let's say you're getting very low number of impressions and clicks, you can bid higher like $4, $5 cost per click. And these are the numbers we're gonna get for one phone call. And are these numbers are profitable? We can calculate that as well. So let's say from one lead, you're gonna charge $100. So if you're gonna charge $100, how much profit you would make? Let's say you are getting one phone call, and we would imagine that one phone call would not bring you high quality client, let's say. And we're okay to think that one out of two phone calls can bring us higher quality customers. So here, one lead, instead of costing us $30, is going to cost us $60. So we're estimating that one out of two calls can be lower quality phone calls, and the second one can be higher quality phone calls. So the numbers can be twice as high, and because we are being realistic, and not every phone call you're getting can bring you a customer. So here, so with the 10% conversion rate, one lead is going to cost you realistically $60. And with the 20% conversion rate, one lead is going to cost you $30. So with the 10% conversion rate from Google Ads, you can make $40 profit. And you can also calculate your business expenses as well. But I'm calculating you how much you're gonna make outside of your Google Ads expenses. And with the second approach, you can make it should be 70, so you can make $70 profit outside of the Google Ads expenses. And you can also calculate your business expenses as well. But that's how much profit you can expect from one phone call you're getting from Google Ads. And these numbers might be different depending on your location and depending on your cost per click and depending on your bid strategies and many, many factors. But on average, by seeing the data I'm seeing from the keyword planner, that's what I'm estimating. And these numbers can change depending on the situation, depending on the bid optimizations. And the numbers cannot always stay as $3. It can go higher and lower. And there can be many, many factors. But on average, that's how you can calculate whether Google Ads is worth it for towing service businesses. I think it's going to give you a high level overview of how to calculate the numbers if you want to run Google Ads with your towing service businesses. So guys, again, if you want to know how I doubled the number of phone calls in Google Ads by including two strategies, you can click the link in the description below and I'll send that video of how I did that right away. Or if you want my help to generate your Google Ads account and generate phone calls to your business, you can let me know as well. And otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.